Wasathala and Salvete. Lately, I've been working on a lot of late Roman kit that I can lend out to people for my Living History group, because our group is relatively new to the late Roman time period reenacting. In fact, the United States is actually pretty new to the time period reenacting. There are very few people in the entirety of the United States who have late Roman kit, so I want to make sure that people who may not have a full kit together kind of have their bases covered, so I'm making a lot of spare gear to lend out, and I intend to get it back, but that's why I don't make these things particularly expensive or quality. I just kind of aim for a ballpark, so that way I'm not devastated if something is lost, broken, or stolen, which can very easily happen when lending gear out. This particular belt that I'm working on is what's called a milita cingulum, which is just fancy Latin for saying soldier's belt. The Roman military had a very serious pride in their belts. There was a serious culture around it. In fact, if you were dishonorably discharged, you could have the belt taken from you as a symbol of your dishonor and demonstrate to the world that you are no longer a soldier and should not be treated as such. But veterans who just aged out of the system would get to keep their belts, and you could spot someone who was in the military, or at least was at one point in time, based off of their belt. There's actually been a lot written about that. So there's a great deal of pride put into these. This particular example is based off of a 4th century Serbian belt, which I find interesting because a lot of belts of the time period are made from folding leather over, so you can get away with thinner leather, and it kind of get a double thickness, because the thicker the leather, the harder it is to tan. But the Serbian example is made from a single layer of just thicker strap, which is what I've done right here. However, the belt plates themselves are actually based off of 4th century British finds rather than Serbian finds. So this isn't 100% reproduction of what existed, but again, a ballpark idea. I got a handful of these belts done lately, so I'm hoping I'll have plenty to lend out to anybody who needs them when they start kitting out with us this summer.